Well, that wasn't the most exciting game ever, and I thought, is there any point gracing you with my beautiful face in this review? Not really, guys. We're going to just go and talk about the game without any face cam. Hopefully you guys don't mind. A 1-0 win against Bodo Glimt away from home. A very decent side, especially in Europe. This team right here that most people won't know anything about. I'm not being disrespectful. It's just facts. Most people won't really know about them. They have not lost in 14 home games in European competitions. It's not an easy place to go. Last season, we saw them smash Roma. So to go there and get a 1-0 win whilst playing average, below average, to be honest, I think it's a very good result. Saka scoring the only goal after 24 minutes, a bit of a lucky goal, to be honest. It kind of bounced off him and went in right from the shot. And then I don't really understand how we've been so lucky there, but we'll take it because honestly, it was a very, very underwhelming performance. Let's have a look at the starting lineup. So I was really happy to see Nelson come in for this one. I wasn't so happy to see Saka. I really thought we'd be resting a lot of our players, but do you know what's very clear? And that is the fact that Arteta wants to wrap this group up as soon as possible. So right now, I'll show you the table in a minute, but we are top of the group. If we win one more game, it is done. With 2 games to spare, so we could go into those 2 games and literally play anyone we want, and it won't matter. But the lineup was fine. I thought our best player was Matt Turner, and rightly so. He's been given the highest rating of the game today, 8.8. Very, very good performance from Turner. Genuinely, we would have lost today if it wasn't for him. Tierney, Saliba, Holding, and White as the back 4. I thought Holding was rusty, I think is the best way to describe him. I thought Ben White was very decent. Saliba was very good again. Tierney was okay. But when we went into midfield, it felt very disjointed at times. I think Lokonga was probably our second best player. Really impressed with him. But Vieira was just unable to do anything, really. I don't know if it's because he was playing on the left instead of on the right. He definitely prefers to be playing kind of in this pocket here where Ødegaard normally plays. So I'm not really sure if these two can operate together, but, you know, we got away with it. It's a 1-0 win. If we lose this game, I'd be saying very different things. But, yeah, Vieira was a little bit quiet today. I thought he was a lot better when Ødegaard came off. So I think maybe that's something we've learned today, that maybe both of them together isn't the best thing. I thought Nelson had an okay game. Didn't do too much. He made a few dribbles down the left side. I don't know why he's on the right here. He was definitely on the left side operating in this channel here. But as soon as he came off and we brought on Martinelli, we looked a lot better, didn't we? Especially on the break. And Nketiah didn't get a goal, which was a bit of a shame. But genuinely, the thing I really want to talk about is this team right here, Bodo Glimt. I think they're a very impressive side. I think on another day, they score 3 or 4 today. Genuinely, we were at times getting blown away on the counter. Pellegrino, I believe he's their top scorer. Very decent player, but just could not finish his dinner tonight. Wasn't able to find that finishing touch. I think Berg in midfield is very decent as well. A little bit of a shame that one of their players came off injured after 12 minutes. I'm not sure what happened there. I think he was in a race to get fit for this match. They tried it and it didn't quite work out. But, you know, that's always going to harm a team when so early on they're having to make a change. Some of the subs were not really necessary, if you ask me. I really didn't want to see Partey play today. His thigh muscles are just made of glass, it seems. So, yeah, I just do not want to risk him, especially not on that pitch, which was an artificial pitch, which, I mean, famously causes injuries. So thankfully, I think we've made it through without any serious injuries. I'm sure a few of the players will be feeling it tomorrow, though. Honestly, unless you've actually played football on AstroTurf compared to real grass, you won't understand. It's horrible. Playing on Astro is very, very bad for your joints. It's just not the same as grass. And I know professional players really don't like it. But Tomiyasu came on and looked great. Marquinhos was okay as well. Nothing special. I think he's really going to need to settle in a little bit longer. And then Granit and Martinelli both did a decent enough job. And looking at the stats, honestly, I think this says a lot. It wasn't a boring game. It was just a case of not maybe enough really solid chances. The chances that Bodo Glimt had were definitely better than the chances we had, but obviously we held onto the ball a little bit better than them. And some of the passing and movement was pretty tidy. But in general, it just wasn't the best game ever, was it? But Matt Turner for sure deserves to get man of the match, or should we say player of the match now. Yeah, I mean, guys, it's a 1-0 win in Europe. There's no reason to be upset. You know, it's not the best performance. You can't play 10 out of 10 every single week. This was one of those games where we've put in a maybe 6 out of 10 performance, maybe a 5.5. We've come away with the win, and now we go into the next game next Thursday, which is up against PSV, who are about to play in the next hour. Actually, no, they're about to play in 15 minutes, aren't they? Obviously, we had the early kickoff today, but if we can win this next match against PSV, we win the group. It is as simple as that. Of course, the group looks a bit funny at the moment because of the postponement to Arsenal's games with the Queen dying. So, you know, PSV have only played 2 games so far. Bodo and Glimt have played 4. But, of course, when everything evens out, I think we're going to see PSV going through in second. And I think Arsenal will win. I mean, we've got 3 chances now to win the group. We only need 1 more win. So it's pretty much done. And next Thursday, I'm sure, again, we will put up a relatively strong side against a very good PSV side. And we'll get the win, hopefully. Maybe a draw would be enough. Potentially. Can a draw be enough? Maybe. But, yeah, I think it's fair to say the group is done. Let's have a look at your comments. So Matt Turner, man of the match, says, Himduro, that's my thoughts. Brilliant game from the lad. Yeah, not much else to say other than fair play to Matt Turner. He was very good. I thought one thing he really lacked when he played for us recently was that commanding feel that some goalkeepers just desperately need. And he definitely had that today. He was much more commanding. But really, it was his decision-making, when to come out. A lot of Bodo Glimt's chances were on the break. Almost, you know, one-on-one situations, and he was always so quick off his line. And his distribution was a lot better as well. Next comment is from Ryan. Not necessarily a poor performance, it just wasn't great. That's kind of what I was alluding to earlier. It wasn't a bad game, we just didn't play our normal great football. Matt Turner, man of the match as well for him. Made some crucial saves, and his distribution was better. Top of the group. See, that's the thing as well. It's not just top of the group in Europe. We're top of the league. We are now, what is it, 12 games? No, what is it, 12 games, 11 wins? Actually, it might be a bit more than that, but I know it's 6 games in a row that we've won in all competitions now. Since the United game, we haven't lost, so that is definitely a good thing. Oh, he's deleted his tweet. Let me just refresh it in case. Damn it, maybe he made a typo. We've got another comment here from Dr. Stekio. So many mistakes. Only if Bodo Glimt knew how to capitalise on those mistakes. Also, in my opinion, this has been our worst performance of the season so far. It's a tricky one because we've only lost 1 game this season, and that was actually a pretty decent performance at Old Trafford. We just happened to concede some very quick on the counter-attack goals, and we didn't play badly that day. So I'm actually inclined to agree here. This probably was our most underwhelming performance. I wouldn't say worst performance because I don't think we've actually played badly all season. We've had periods and we've had spells in games where we've been a bit messy, a bit disjointed, but honestly, today is probably the least exciting we've played, and a couple of performances a bit underwhelming, but yeah, it's hard to disagree really, and that does say a lot. But honestly, another reason why I didn't even put my cam on for this one, guys, there isn't much more to say. It's just a 1-0 win. But of course, I'm going to do my review every single Arsenal game. So make sure you come back next Thursday and obviously on Sunday as well. And we will hopefully next Thursday have another win in the Europa League and get through to the next round with 2 games to spare. And of course, hopefully we'll get a win on the weekend as well. Let me just go ahead and jump into our fixture list so you guys can see that. Fixtures. So we've obviously got Leeds on Sunday, 2 p.m. kickoff. That's going to be a very tricky game because they just harass you. They chase you. I wish this City game was going ahead. It's the perfect time to play Man City, honestly, whilst we're on top form. I know they're obviously very, very good right now, but I just have a feeling that this rearranged game could come at a time when we're having a bit of a slowed down period where we aren't winning so many games, but we'll see. Followed by PSV, and then, of course, we're away to Southampton next weekend. It's the crunch before the World Cup begins, pretty much, isn't it? Nottingham Forest at home, Zurich at home, and then 2 tough games. Away to Stamford Bridge. I'm hoping I'm going to be there. That is going to be a really, really good challenge for us. And then home to Brighton as well. No pushover. But thank you for watching, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed this review. A little bit shorter than usual. But do you know what? I think I've said everything I need to say. A good enough performance from Arsenal to get the 1-0 win, and we are now just 3 points away from securing the knockout stages of the Europa League. Of course, not the competition we really want to be playing in, but we are a step closer to winning it, which of course would give us Champions League football regardless of where we finish in the Premier League.